Are you ready? Are you ready?
Wait, Devin. Oh yeah, I gotta fix this. I forgot. Hold on. Who did the Lions sign? I know I sound echoey. I have to keep it this. Do I sound echoey? Maybe it's just because of the headphones. Do I sound good, man? But who did the Lions sign? I didn't see who we got. I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move. I don't know. I guess I have to wait and see who it is. I guess I can pull up Twitter real quick and see. We got offensive lineman. I guess that makes sense since we let go of everybody. Here we go. Lions are in agreement with former Eagles offensive lineman. Holy God, that's a big name. Hala Pulevatai. Cool. Yeah, that's a big name. And it's gonna take me a minute to learn it. But it is what it is. We're not here to talk Lions today, man. We're here to talk about Christian Wood. Let me go ahead and switch over to the reaction one. Boom, there we go. Now I have to switch tabs, go here. And as you can see, we are watching, I guess it's a 2K video. I don't know. But Christian Wood is the young star the Pistons have been looking for. And this is from a funky diabetic. Go subscribe to him if you're not. It looks like he's got 130K subs. So he's putting in work. This video's got 732 likes, 9 dislikes. So we'll have to see. But without further ado, I guess we're going to hop right into this thing. Make sure it's working. Gotta make sure I can hear it. Hit play. Nah, I gotta include the something else. You guys can't hear it. God darn it. I don't remember what it is. Mic audio? Desktop audio. There we go. Should be good to go now.
YouTuber 101. Okay, so real quick, if you are wondering if I'm doing a video on Christian Wood at this moment,
Lag.
because he's in the news for other things that YouTube will demonetize me for if I say the exact name of, you're correct. YouTuber 101. But I also said in that Pistons rebuild video, if Christian Wood kept it up, I would do a video on him specifically, and he definitely kept it up since the Drummond move. In the month of March, 26 a game on some pretty damn awesome efficiency, 19 a game in February, and this is what the Pistons have been waiting for. They've desperately needed a young star to make the next 5-10 years look actually exciting, and I think Christian Wood is doing it. He can do a lot of stuff on offense. I mean, he can shoot, he can finish, and he can dribble. So you can do kind of anything with him. You can have him roll, you can have him pop, and that's going to force defenses to just have to constantly make tough decisions on how to defend this guy. I mean, with a lot of great offensive centers, it's usually they can do one or two things well. He can kind of do all the things that you need your center to do on offense, and maybe there's a chance he's not as good of a shooter as his percentages would suggest, and maybe teams will still dare him to take them, but he looks very confident when teams leave him open for three. But even then, like if they start to load up on the perimeter on him, the dude's pretty athletic.
What's going on, everybody?
Finishing, and
Yeah, I
he's
see
dunked
y'all.
over some guys, and he can just really do a lot. And the interesting thing is because of that shot, I guess there's some potential to him to play the 4 next to a conventional center. I mean, if Blake Griffin's ever going to be healthy, then you have those two out there. That's a very versatile offensive front court.
I'm pretty sure I said that once or twice, maybe 5,000 times.
I don't know what to make of Christian Wood's defense just yet, but his offense is good
His
enough.
defense is all right.
I think you still got to talk about him.
He's not
So,
a lockdown, but he's
there's that.
solid.
There's the shot, and there's the finishing ability, catching lobs, that sort of thing. He also, we'll get to the handle in a moment, but he also is really good at doing the next thing if his initial thing is not there, as simple as that sounds. Like, say if he's rolling and the big does a good job of stopping him in his tracks. He's got a bit of a floater game. There's some physicality where he can then go into like a hook shot or something. His free throw attempts have varied. Sometimes they're a little lower, maybe 4 free throws a game. At times he's been shooting about 7 to 10 free throws a game. So he's not afraid to get physical. It's just occasionally maybe he's a little too shot happy or whatever. But I would like to believe if the Pistons just keep him power.
See, Christian Wood's biggest downfall is he does take some ill-advised shots. He'll get a little bit too confident with the range, but I mean, it happens with this NBA. People feel themselves and feel like they can do whatever they want. That's really the only bad thing about Christian Wood. Drew, do you agree Thon had been having some impressive defensive games lately? I don't think we were watching the same stuff.
Powering him and keep throwing him the ball, that he's going to get a lot of trips to the free throw line. So suddenly it's like a big who can finish, shoot a lot of free throws. His percentages from the free throw line okay, they're cool. They're not glaringly bad or anything. That guy can do a lot. Now if we get to the handle.
I don't mean to keep pausing, but can we just admit this is probably the best, worst team in the league? We're in every single game. We're fun, entertaining to watch. It's just we're not good.
He can beat guys off the dribble in the full court and the half court. I mean, there are some times when I've been watching him operate off the dribble, whether it's a face up or sometimes even starting from the perimeter or if he's in the open floor. Not hyperbole, he sometimes actually reminds me of Anthony Davis with the way he looks. Just the size and the handle and the fluidity as an athlete.
Let's start pumping the brakes there, big man. Christian Wood's not 7 feet tall. AD is, and AD is a way better shot blocker. Now, I get you can kind of say in the era of the modern big man they play similar, but they're two different players. I don't like comparing people, man. It's a slippery slope because once they don't live up to it, then they're done. They can't be anything else. Let's not get too carried away.
It's like very interesting. I mean, if you've got a big who's going to be able to do all that, and then teams aren't going to be able to trap the ball handler or anything, then that could make the Pistons offense pretty wild. Of course, we'd have to see how they can do with their roster construction the next few years. I mean, if
Some money.
the Pistons had a point guard who you really had to respect from outside,
LaMelo.
then that could make them kind of impossible to defend, I'm being honest. I mean, we'll have to see how they do, but if they can find that type of guy, a Kemba Walker, Trae Young type of a point guard, and there's not a lot of those guys to go around. Once you have one, it's a pretty big deal. But if they can manage to get one, because dudes
Okay, Mike, I see you with the Killian. Okay.
more off the dribble threes and
Oh,
stuff.
I thought that was Mike. That was Devin. My fault. You
That
look
can
like
go
Mike.
a long way to bringing the Pistons back.
That was a group chat that popped up at the
to
same
being a
time, so
decent
that was
team. I
weird.
think we would all
But I
want
see
that.
you, Devin, with the
NBA is
Killian.
better when the Pistons are good, right?
I wouldn't be mad with either
Now,
one,
I
to
think
be honest
one
with
thing
you.
that needs to be said about him, and I probably said this in that Pistons rebuild video, is he's going to be a free agent this year. And, well,
Now, here's the real question for everybody in the chat. before he answers it. How much do you pay Christian Wood? For me, he's in the $10 to $15 million range. That's what his market is. That's where his value is at. Until he becomes an all-star multiple times, that's when you start getting into the 20-plus territory. So for right now, he's somewhere between the $10 to $15 million range. But let me know what you guys would pay Christian Wood right now.
Well, given everything that's going on, the salary cap is probably going to be lower, so it's tough to tell what anybody is going to be worth.
10 to
But I urge
15, I
the
just said that.
Pistons, because I know they're watching this video.
No, they're not.
Don't mess around with this one. Give this guy a generous amount of money. Keep him around for a long time. This is the most exciting thing to happen to Detroit basketball in a long time. So you better hold on to him.
Well, give me a number. Give me a number, man. Come on.
Something going on between him and Kennard, and Demboya could be something, and D Rose is looking good. So it's something to
Beating around the
careful.
bush.
And now I'm definitely getting into the things I talked about in that rebuild. But I guess to talk about Christian Wood a little bit more. What do I think his ceiling is as a player? Is it like 25 points per game scorer, perennial all-star type of guy? Honestly, yes. I do think that's his ceiling. Because again, the dude can just do a whole lot on offense. Shoot, dribble, finish. It's really effective when you're a big guy. Is there a chance that his...
My question with Christian Wood next year is, how is he going to do with this kind of pressure? Because we're going to want to see him improve and get better. And depending on what's going to happen with the hiatus and stuff right now, we don't really know what's going to go on with free agency and draft or the ending of this regular season and playoffs for right now. But later down the road, when that stuff opens back up, who are we drafting, who are we getting in free agency, that's going to put a lot more pressure on this team. Because this team's still talented. You know, there's still no Luke Kennard. He's still hurt. Blake Griffin's out. Those are two starters you'll be getting back next season. Derrick Rose will come back. If you get a point guard, rather if it's Killian Hayes or LaMelo, or if you don't get the guy you want, you're going to get a good player in the draft regardless, because right now you're at the 5th pick, and there's really a couple guys in here that are really solid. I'm not saying they'll be superstars, but you don't know how much dedication someone's willing to put into the lab and perfect their craft. So a lot of potential is what you see with these talents. That's what you draft on. So point being is, he's probably going to be the guy, if not the number 2 guy, if Blake's healthy. Maybe a number 3 when Derrick Rose is in the game, but he's going to have a lot more responsibility. How is he going to handle it? Can he keep doing this? When we start playing meaningful games, can he do it? There's just a lot of questions going into next year, but that's part of the development process, and I think he'll be fine. I don't think we have to worry about it. It's just that it's kind of a new territory for him. So I think next year he'll probably be a little bit more streaky, and there'll be a lot more closely contested games and stuff. So there's a lot to look forward to next season. I think next year will be fun, because I don't think a lot of fans or people outside the NBA are going to put the playoff burden on them. But I think if you watch this team very closely, the East is terrible. Anything can happen. I don't want to start saying we can be the Miami of this year, but we got so much talent to not be competitive and at least fight for a playoff spot. That will be underestimating. That would be embarrassing, and you really would have to start questioning some of this front office and coaching staff then.
His defensive ceiling is not high enough at center to where you're going to have to.
Yeah, that's his problem. He's not a rim protector.
Still be effective, but maybe it's not.
Not everybody is.
Really want it.
See, that's the thing, though, man. You don't have to be a rim protector. You know, not everybody comes in here and can block 3 blocks a game or whatever. He's solid stealing the ball. His biggest attribute is scoring the ball and being explosive. He'll be all right. You know, not everyone's going to be a lockdown defender. Not everyone can. Not everyone has the mindset. Not everyone has that skill set. He's still a pretty solid defender for being undersized at the center position. For a power forward, he's really, really impressive.
It's kind of like a Karl Anthony Towns thing, where it's like, if we can put Towns at center, that's what could make the Wolves almost impossible to defend, but then you're not very good at defending.
I didn't realize
yourself.
Karl Anthony Towns played power forward.
Well, if I look at some lineups with Wood as the center, there was one lineup that was very successful this season. It had a 98 defensive rating in about 75 minutes. Then there are others where the defensive rating gets pretty ugly. Maybe that's Wood's fault. This Pistons team is
Can't blame it on one
not
guy,
very
man.
talented in general, so
You don't watch the games. Don't talk about a team you don't watch games on. For one, our guards are terrible defensively. Doesn't matter if you have Hassan Whiteside, Anthony Davis, Miles Turner, any of the elite, Rudy Gobert. We're not, a lot of people aren't happy with him, but it doesn't matter if you have any of those guys or not. Yeah, they'll get a couple blocks here and there, but when your guards constantly do not stop people on the perimeter, they just let them walk into the paint, any center's going to have a tough time. So don't blame a bad defensive team on one player. You can't do it, you know? Like you can't put a great offense on one player. It's a team effort. It's a team game. Stars make the game, and you need a star to win, but come on, you can't blame it on one guy, man.
it's not like you're going to find a lot of positive lineups, but I think it's a wait and see. Maybe Wood can be your lone defensive big and do all of his stuff on offense. I guess it's just wait and see on that. But don't have that be the
What's going on,
reason
JMO,
that
man? I
you,
see you in the chat.
are not intrigued with him as a player, because I certainly am. And I don't think this is just a like end of the season playing well thing. Like he was looking good all year whenever he would be able to get the minutes. It's just for so long he couldn't because he was behind Drummond, you know? I mean, November he played 14 minutes a game, in December it was 18. Even then he was still having like 20-point performances here and there. I mean, in January he had 17 points 5 different times, or at least 17. And he didn't even average 20 minutes a game that month. He averaged 19.8, if you want me to get that technical on you. And then
Did this man only play enough 2K to get 7 minutes out of it? Did he just restart the clip? Come on, man.
February, he finally got the minutes, and there you go. Since then, 20 points a game. So I think he's good. Granted, the Pistons have still been losing, so take that for what you will. But, yeah. I've stretched this out enough. Christian Wood's good.
Wow. Let me switch screens. Let me close out of that. You guys can see my recording stuff. We'll go back to Pistons Live. All right, look. You're right. Casuals talking Pistons. Now, I'm not an expert because I'm not on TV or whatever, but I do have a big following here on YouTube. I think everyone needs to kind of pump the brake on Christian Woods. He's the best thing we got going on right now. Let me mute my desktop audio. And when you got somebody who's young, entertaining, and fun to watch, you start to hype him up a little bit more. You know, you see that around the league with other teams. He's solid. He's a building block. He's probably going to be our 4 or our 5 for the future. But he can't do this thing alone. He's having career highs, and we're still losing. And it's not just on him. I'm not blaming him for that. He's incredible. And I'm thankful the Pelicans let him go. JMO says, I know you're in here. I can't believe your Pelicans did that. Can't believe they did that. So we're thankful and blessed to have this guy, but let's start slowing it down. Okay, he could be an all-star. East is weak. He's got to improve still. And if he does take a leap defensively, then we can start talking. I don't know if I want to call him a star yet. You know, he's not as dominant as some of the younger stars like Luka and Zion and Trae Young. Those guys are dominant. They can come into the game and change it. And he's good, and he can change the game. But the Pistons aren't ready yet. You know, let's start pumping the brakes on all of this. Maybe he can be, but you know, we started hyping up Sekou. Sekou had a couple of hiccups in the road, and a lot of people don't like Sekou anymore. And it's a lot of your own doing. You know, you want everybody to be a LeBron, a Kobe, a MJ, a Magic, a Bird. And when they don't meet your expectations, you think they suck. So my only thing to the peeps watching right now is just be careful on how you want these players to develop. Now, obviously, you always want them to become the GOAT. But not everyone can do that. You know, everybody is different. So just for your own interests, pump the brakes. You know, don't overhype somebody. You can say, I like this guy's potential. He reminds me of blah, blah, blah. And then when they meet that, then you can come back. But to say that he needs to be a star or anything like that, it's a slippery slope, because once they don't meet that expectation, you think they're ruined. But he's a building block. You know, we just got to get him a point guard. We got to develop these young guys. We need to get Luke Kennard back. I think we got a good shot at getting LaMelo or Killian Hayes. If not, I'll start looking at some free agents to see who's available at point guard. And, you know, like last year what we did, we had about 5 guys for every position in free agency. I'm going to go ahead and do that again this year. So, depending on what's going to happen, if I get 2 weeks off like everybody else is getting, I might put some serious time and effort into that one and see what's going to go on with that. So, appreciate you guys rocking with us today. We're just doing a quick video. About to go grab some dinner before everything closes. I guess it's a weird time we're living in, man. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members in the description. Check us all out. Follow us on social media. Subscribe. Without further ado, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Are you ready?
Real quick, I seen it before I was about to end it. I love Call of Duty Warzone. It's probably one of the most fun battle royals I've ever had. I will definitely be streaming it, but peace.
Are you ready? Are you ready?